Welcome. Do you feel anxious when you open a package of bacon at the store? Is it clean? Is it worth the price? And did the animals suffer too much? Let's explore the secret behind where smart technology is taking that guilt away with just a sensor and a $17.00 package of meat. Picture a spread in Iowa. More than 65,000 pork producers across the country get up every morning to the same grind. Feed prices that won't stop climbing, crews that get thinner after 2020 and a growing voice in their head asking for humane, sustainable ways that don't put the whole operation under. Would you pay $2 more tomorrow if you knew the answer to those ugly questions was finally no? Because that's exactly what some of these farms are proving right now, and it all starts the moment they decide to do one thing differently. And weaning? No harsh separation, just a gentle transition after 5 to 9 weeks, eased by high-protein creep feed that softens the break. Pigs reach market weight around 285 pounds in roughly half a year, eating over 5.5 pounds of balanced feed a day, now fortified with gut support blends that work like natural armour and cut antibiotic use nearly in half. That steady hum of efficiency? It's the sound of worry fading as farms convert manure into biogas power, easing the environmental burden that once kept producers awake at night. Take a deep breath. The excitement really builds from the moment the carefully tended pigs are brought into the facility. No panic, no rush. They're given a few hours of rest with water available, their heart rates kept steady to avoid stale meat. The United States processes nearly 95 million pigs each year, providing food for households across the country, as well as leather, cooking fats, soap ingredients, and even skin grafts for medical testing. Pigs are so similar to humans that they have made major breakthroughs in xenotransplantation science. But the real jaw dropper? The facilities themselves are $100 million operations that look like a mix of sci-fi engineering and gourmet craftsmanship. Blue-tinted corridors guide small groups into CO2 gondolas. with just 25 seconds of quiet descent, no shocks or prods, guaranteeing tender cuts and ideal pH levels. Then the robotics step in. 6 camera automated arms lift 320-pound carcasses, scanning each in under a second to map out cuts accurately within yards. Waste nearly disappears, and some plants report yield improvements of over 20%. Bacon bellies. A 3D fat mapping scanner sorts them instantly. High marbling slabs head to a dry cure line for 18 days with real hickory smoke, destined for those $17.00 premium packs. The rest follow the fast route, injected, smoked in under an hour, and shipped to everyday grocery shelves. Hands get packed under dense salt and pepper cures, loins carved clean for family cuts, and shoulders grind into sausages tucked neatly into natural casings that once would have been scraps. Rendered fat simmers low in iron kettles until it turns into cracklings, or rich lard poured into classic 5-gallon tins. Some sold directly, others used for traditional lardo abroad. Intestines are stripped clean with a pull of the fist, chopped and fried into chitlins. Even skins that once hit the discard pile now simmer beside beans. Smokehouses finish the craft meat, hanging from racks, building that deep colour and cure that keeps for months. It's the quiet that draws you in. Butchers in cold rooms kept at 36 to 25 DGF, bandsaws whirring under antibacterial spray, pulling 55-pound cuts of meat throughout their shifts. But technology lightens the grind. AI tracks use deep reinforcement learning to maneuver around bones with greater precision. Ultrasonic trimming cuts 10 hours of prep time, and pulse fields kill pathogens over 92%. Blockchain records every step from firing crate to dinner plate, so a QR scan confirms all are free of heavy metals leaching into well water due to poor waste management. That's the assurance we need for profitable pork. A $24.7 billion, 0 cents industry, expected to grow about 11% by 2030. Sustainable, with nearly 30% of farms now reusing water and being humane. From early domestication near the Tigris River some 11,000 years ago to today's RFID tagged pigs, pigs are more than just livestock. They are engines of progress. Wild boars have been and are one of the most serious threats to agriculture in the American South. Texas to Alabama to Georgia, they not only destroy crops, but also cause great damage to rural areas, with strong impacts on the environment. According to studies from the United States Department of Agriculture, the number of wild boars in the United States has now reached more than 6 million, and each year they cause billions of dollars in damage to agriculture. One of the main reasons why wild boars have become such a threat is their reproductive capacity. Each female hog can give birth to 12 to 20 piglets per year. Therefore, controlling their numbers has become an urgent task. To stop this disaster, hunters in the South have no choice but to pick up their Remington 700S, AR-15S and fight a relentless war. But can they win when this enemy is not only devastating but also growing stronger by the day? This is a battle that requires the determination and unity of the hunters, where the survival of both farmers and the land depends on every bullet. These wild boars are a nightmare that never stops. When the battle against wild boars begins, it is not as simple as taking a shot with a gun. Hunters must coordinate closely, applying encirclement tactics to deny the wild boars any chance of escape. Each group of hunters takes on a clear mission, with one group sneaking into potential areas, putting pressure on the wild boar herd, while the other prepares for the decisive shots. All it takes is one mistake for the wild boars to escape, and then the devastation continues. This is especially true on hunts. In the south, where the heat can be exhausting with temperatures reaching 104 DGF. The terrain is also not easy, as dense forests, swamps, and muddy grasslands can make every move a nightmare. Hunters are forced to stay alert throughout the day, sometimes for 12 hours straight in the intense heat.
Hot.
In fact, proper training and good physical fitness are vital, as no one can win without knowing how to shoot in such harsh weather and terrain conditions. After hours of stalking and hunting, the team of hunters finally brought down 50 wild boars. This was a great success, but the number was only a small fraction of the wild boar invasion in the area. Although the hunt had produced some encouraging results, the problem of wild boars was not completely solved. Additionally, in controlling wild boars in areas such as Florida and Texas, authorities have deployed the net trap method. The net traps typically range in size from 10x 10 feet to 30x 30 feet, allowing for the capture of multiple wild boars at once. These traps are made from steel wire or strong plastic wire that can withstand the powerful tearing force of wild boars. However, the use of net traps is not free and requires special permits from local wildlife management agencies. Most areas require hunters or farmers to complete training in the use of traps and wildlife management to ensure safety. Net traps should be placed in strategic areas such as near water sources or in dense forests where wild boars frequently feed. Some tactics also use 2 net traps in a row, which prevent wild boars from escaping once captured. These traps can hold between 5 and 30 hogs at a time, depending on the size and number of wild boars. This helps minimize the damage caused by wild boars without directly harming them. However, net traps are not the only solution. For long-term effectiveness, other measures such as hunting and population control must be combined to ensure that wild boars do not have the opportunity to thrive again.
Before finding out why baboons invaded Iowa's urban areas, you need to know where they originated from. Some baboons were released and escaped from animal conservation areas and zoos in Japan. They migrated to Iowa in the 1970s and have since flourished because they are intelligent animals and well adapted to their environment. The feature that attracts millions of invasive baboons is the many abandoned buildings and green areas that provide shelter for them. It is estimated that there are currently about 1,500 baboons living in Iowa. The area with the highest number in Iowa is Davenport. They are not only the fear of the people here as they continuously flood the city, causing traffic congestion. In addition, as the invasion of baboons increases, it causes power outages and damages the power supply system. That's right, you heard right. Due to their flexible climbing habits, they often walk on electric wires quickly. It is normal for their weight to cause damage. But it also affects the safety of farmers in this area when power lines are partially damaged, directly affecting people's safety. This reminds you to pay attention to safety. When they flock into the city, it causes traffic jams for hours. In 2020, a horrific traffic accident seriously injured an Iowa man after his truck collided with a herd of baboons. This incident caused great attention in the community as people became concerned about the dangerous appearance of this animal on the highway. And yet, in 2021, a herd of baboons suddenly appeared on a highway in Iowa, blocking traffic for more than an hour. This scene has left people shocked and wondering why this animal appears so much in an area like Iowa. These events have pushed Iowa farmers to face new challenges. They search for ways to protect their property from baboon intrusion. Local researchers have also worked together to find effective measures to prevent the spread of this animal and protect community safety. Don't take your eyes off the screen. Next, I will take you on a hunt to deal with the invasive baboon by hunters who want to drive these animals out of the city. Comment number 1 if you are looking forward to the following exciting hunts. I think you need to know this. To deal with invasive baboons, you would think of using the hunting method, right? But before going hunting, you will have to wait for a hunting license from the local government. A temporary solution to the invasive baboon problem in Iowa, with the increasing number of invasive baboons causing damage to the city and threatening the safety of residents, some Iowans have resorted to using pesticides for food for them. This is a fairly common method and can help reduce harm from invading animals, creating a safer environment for people in urban areas. They mix sedatives or birth control pills into fruits like oranges and bananas, place medicated food in places frequented by baboons. When baboons eat food laced with drugs, they will be affected by the drug and lose their ability to reproduce or fall asleep. However, to achieve the best results, people need to use safe drugs without overdosing and strictly follow the instructions for use. In the baboon repelling device market, GPCT1567 waterproof, ultrasonic solar harmful baboon repeller with flashing LED light and motion sensor stands out with outstanding features. This device is designed to help Iowans effectively prevent baboons from entering their living areas. With a smart operating mechanism, this machine uses solar energy to charge the battery and emits ultrasound waves that are not harmful, but effective in repelling baboons away from protected areas. In particular, the machine is designed to be waterproof, allowing it to operate reliably under all weather conditions. The motion sensor activates the machine when it detects the presence of baboons, stimulating LED lights to flash and emit ultrasonic waves, creating an unsuitable area for them and causing them to leave this place. The advantage of this machine lies in using solar energy, which helps reduce electricity costs and does not affect the environment. At the same time, its portability allows users to easily move and position it in many places without having to worry about power supply for the machine. I like that this way of dealing with Iowans does not affect the environment and does not hurt the baboon. If you support using this method, please comment number 1 to show your action. The above two measures I have just proposed will be effective in the short term, and they are measures that demonstrate the humanity of Iowans towards invasive animals. However, if this measure goes on for a long time, it will not be able to control the number of baboons. They have used drum traps, which are commonly used to hunt invasive baboons. This type of trap works on the principle of stimulating curiosity when they greedily eat the food in the trap. The trap resembles a cylindrical metal barrel with a trap door latched with metal material. When the baboon runs into the trap to get the bait, the latch falls and the baboon is trapped inside. Traps are often placed in areas where many baboons live, near their food sources such as fruit gardens or residential areas. The snare drum can operate effectively 24/7. However, people often set traps in the early morning or late afternoon when they go out to look for food. The bait used for the trap is usually fruit, the baboon's favorite food such as bananas and sweet potatoes. Drum traps are an effective way to hunt and control their numbers. Each year, traps can be used to capture hundreds of invasive baboons. Drum traps are among the most commonly used and effective traps to deal with invasive species. According to the United States Department of Agriculture (USDA), over the past 5 years, the drum trap program has sharply reduced more than 7,000 baboons in Iowa. This quantity proves that this method is the most effective in controlling baboon species. If you support this method, please comment on number 2. Baboon hunting with drum traps requires a license from the competent authority. The purpose of licensing is to ensure that hunting activities are carried out in a legal, controlled, and safe manner for people and animals. Some people do not agree with the practice of hunting baboons with empty traps because they believe this action is cruel. They believe that baboons are also wild animals, need to be protected, and should not be taken down. When trapped in a trap, the baboon will panic and be mentally damaged. Drum traps can be painful to people if they do not know how to use them. In addition, it may affect other animals. What do you think about the measures taken by Iowans? Please leave your thoughts below in the comments section for everyone to share with you. Comment 0 if you disagree about baboons' invasive actions causing harm to residential areas. Comment 1 if you support countermeasures by setting up traps. Thank you for watching the entire video. Click the channel subscription button and turn on notifications to watch new countermeasures from countries.
These approaches have been great at stopping the spread of some invasive species. Got any ideas for even better solutions? Drop your thoughts in the comments so we can all dive into it together. Thanks for sticking around and watching the whole video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And hey, be sure to tell your friends about us too so they can check it out. Bye and see you in the next video.